In Venezuela, President Nicolás Maduro reiterated his denunciation of the USAID financing of the extreme right wing to destabilize peace in the country. Argentina's Chamber of Deputies approved project promoted by the ultra-right-wing government of Javier Milei to prosecute former President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner. The Italian government admitted to being a client of Paragon, a company that supplies an Israeli software that was used to spy on 90 journalists and activists in several countries. Hello and welcome to From the South. I'm Ana Marrero from the teleSUR headquarters in Caracas, Venezuela. Now we will begin with the news. Stay with us. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro reiterated on Wednesday his condemnation of USAID financing of the extreme right to undermine peace in the country. The president expressed his rejection during the inauguration of the International School for Youth Leadership, where he noted that the Venezuelan opposition had become business with profit-oriented purpose. During the event, Maduro also welcomed the meeting held by Russian President Vladimir Putin and his counterpart Donald Trump, where they agreed on strengthening their nations' bilateral relations.
¿Cuántos millones de dólares le dieron a Juan Guaidó? Dicen que cash directamente más de 5.000 millones.
How many millions of dollars did they give to Juan Guaidó? They say that he directly cashed more than 5,000 million. Do you know what can be done with 5,000 million? How many schools can be built? How many hospitals? And I ask you, not you young people who are patriots, I ask the opponents who made you believe that Guaidó was the president. Did you or your family receive any benefit? Did even $1 of those $5,000 million reach the mothers, the doctors, the nurses, the teachers in Venezuela? They stole everything. For them, being in opposition in Venezuela became a lucrative business, and now they are billionaires living in mansions. I have been denouncing this for years, but now we can see, and the evidence that everything we denounced was true is coming out.
Welcome back to From the South. Argentina's Chamber of Deputies gave the clean record project promoted by the ultra-right-wing government of Javier Milei, which seeks to proscribe former President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner. With 144 affirmative votes, the ruling Freedom and Advance Party, together with the Republican proposal, Pro and allied groups, move forward with a project that stipulates the prohibition to be a candidate for elections who have a ratified sentence in second instance for corruption offenses. In Paraguay, the Ministry of Health issued an epidemiological alert due to an increase in cases of pertussis in the first week of 2025. Today, 7 confirmed cases and 1 death have been reported. Viviana De Agea, Director of Surveillance of Communicable Diseases, informed that the alert was issued for the population's knowledge due to the unusual behavior of the disease. Through a press release, the Ministry of Health informed that our 15 notification of Brucella pertussis as a casual agent of the disease. She also reported 5 children were hospitalized. 3 of them were kept in intensive care and 1 died. In Haiti, several refugees from the town of Kenkov remain sheltered in schools as criminal groups continue to lay siege. The population of Kenkov, a commune high above the Port-au-Prince metropolitan area, continues to suffer the consequences of the terrorist attacks that took place a fortnight ago, killing at least 150 people. According to the local authorities, criminal groups have not only carried out killings but have also set fire to homes and schools. The Haitian National Police eliminated several members of the criminal groups cross-burning in the capital's community of Petitionville on Tuesday. Through social networks, the Haitian National Police reported during the exchange of fire, several members of a group led by the Guilty Home Innocents were seriously injured, although the exact number of members executed was not specified. According to data verified by the United Nations organization, the armed conflict in Haiti has left an estimate of 5,626 people dead and 2,213 wounded. In Rio de Janeiro, a fire broke out at a carnival costume factory in which 21 people have been injured and 12 of them seriously. The fire started at about 7:30 a.m. local time on Wednesday. Firefighters report that 21 people have been rescued from the upper floor of the burning building. The Secretary of Health informed that injuries were taken to 5 hospitals, where most of them were treated for breathing issues due to the inhalation of toxic gases. Moving on, in Argentina, thousands of forest fires remains active in the province of Corrientes, where, according to the authorities, more than 200,000 hectares have been affected by the blaze. According to the Association of Rural Societies of Corrientes, fire outbreaks have damaged grasslands, pine forests, and corporate files located in sparsely populated rural areas. The National Institute of Agricultural Technology reported that so far in 2025, fire in Corrientes has devastated just over 94,000 hectares, which represents 1.1% of the entire surface area. Australia braces for the arrival of Cyclone Celia and announces closure of schools, airports, and mining activity. The country's meteorological department said Celia is expected to reach Category 5 and that there could be very heavy rainfall and destructive wind gusts. It also reported that it is expected to make landfall on Friday afternoon between the town of Caratha and Port Henley, registering sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour and wind gusts of 250. Let's take a last break back before we invite you to visit our YouTube channel at teleSUR English, where you'll be able to watch on interviews, top stories, special broadcasts, and more. Hit the subscribe button and active the notification bell to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Financial break, don't go away. Welcome back. In Italy, the national government admitted to being a client of Paragon, a company that supplies an Israeli software that was used to spy on 90 journalists and activists in several countries. Aims the controversy, the Minister of Relations with Parliament, Luca Ciriani, admitted that Italy uses the company's services but only against terrorists and criminal groups. This is the first time that the executive admits that it is a client of Paragon after last week the government revealed that 7 people were spied on in Italy through the graffiti. The espionage discovered in the country has raised alarms, and in the most recent parliamentary session, the opposition criticized the government for not giving explanations and clear details of this spying of report in Francesco Cancelato.
Como todos los servicios de inteligencia del mundo, también los servicios italianos.
Like all intelligence services in the world, also the Italian services, in order to counter criminal terrorist organizations in the name of national security, have been using products supplied by Paragon Solutions for many years. Which sector of the government, which one of you allowed this state spying? Who are you spying on with this software? These answers are of interest to the whole country, not only for us.
Francesco Cancelato, editor of the fan page website, admitted to having been triggered after WhatsApp informed him that his phone was infected with the spyware.
Creo que les interesa mi trabajo.
Which sector of the government, which one of you allowed this state spying? Who are you? I think they were interested in my work, our work. I say, our work, because I think I was the backdoor that these people used to get into FanPage, to know what FanPage was doing, a way to anticipate our movements, our investigations.
The government of South Africa pledged that it will not withdraw its genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, despite a threat from the Trump administration. During an interview, South African Prime Minister Ronald Lamola rejected the possibility and said that the government of President Cyril Ramaphosa will stand firm because the case is important to the world and to rule of law. South Africa was the first country to take Israel to the High Court over the genocide in Gaza, which has claimed over 3,000 lives. Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order suspending financial aid to South Africa in retaliation for the new land grab law that he claims confiscates property from the country's wide minority, as well as for the case of the ICJs against Israel. In France, the explosion of a grenade thrown into a bar in the city of Grenoble has injured at least 12 people, 6 of them critically. The Grenoble public prosecutors Francois Tourneau de Coiqui said he had no clues as the origin of the attack or details of the and though he ruled out a party that it was the terrorist attack. For his part, the public prosecutor Christophe Barrett announced that the assailant was in possession of a Kalashnikov's assault rifle, which was apparently did not use. In China, at least 4 people died and 12 others were injured after an explosion at a warehouse in the city of Taishun in the island of Taiwan. According to the city's fire department, the fire broke out in the Shinkan Mitsubishi the shopping mall and around 11 a.m. local time. The agency also stressed that more victims might be found during the inspection of the site. Although evidence points to a gas leak, the authorities have ordered an investigation into the cause of the incident, as it is not yet known whether it is related to the renovation work being carried out at the complex. And changing topics, China celebrates the Lantern Festival 2025, a festival full of cultural expressions and light. The event takes place on the 15th day of the first month of the new lunar year. According to these years, with Friday the 12th, activities are held in all provinces of the country, which these thematic lights displays using lanterns in the shapes of dragons, snakes, and other figures. There are also folkloric performances, cultural activities, flower workshops, shows, and an exhibition of traditional costumes of different ethnic Chinese. The festival also includes a gastronomic tasting of Jiangxia, a traditional Chinese dessert made of glutinous rice bowl, which has a deep symbolic meaning. Its round shapes represent integrity and family unity, while its sweet fillings symbolize the promise of a joyful and prosperous year. Radio is a medium of entertainment and communications that has been in use since the last decade of the 19th century, and precisely every February the 13th is celebrated as World Radio Day. The date was proclaimed in 2011 by the member states of UNESCO and adopted in 2012 by the United Nations General Assembly. Its main objective is to make of radio an interactive media that encourage debate on different topics of collective interest. Every year, a theme is chosen for the celebration of World Radio Day, and this year's theme is radio and climate change. And with those stories, we have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. You can also join us on our socials. We're on Facebook and X and on Instagram as well. For Telesur English, I'm from the south of Panama. Thank you for watching.